text says, "And behold, I am with thee." And that's enough right there.
Oh, yeah.
To know that the Lord is with you. "And I will keep thee in all places whither thou goest. And I will bring thee again unto this land, for I will not leave thee until I have done that which I have spoken to thee of." Amen. I want you to read that with me if you would. "And behold, I am with thee, and will keep thee in all places whither thou goest, and will bring thee again unto this land." Amen. I want to talk about you can have it. Yes, you can. You can have it. And you ought to know that not only you, but your neighbor can have it. For God is not a selfish God. That everybody is somebody in the world of God and in the will of God. That you can have it. Amen. It matters not how stormy the weather gets. It matters not how hard the burdens are. It matters not how lonely the journey is. It matters not how misunderstood you are while you are on your way. That he says, "Be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the will of the Lord." If you stay with it, you'll find out that your labor will not go in vain. Have I got a witness? Well, preacher, what does all of that have to do with Jacob? I'm glad you asked. Jacob here was the recipient of the blessing and the birthright. He had been told by Rebekah, his mother, that he needed to leave his father's house and go to her brother Laban's household and stay there until the fury of his brother Esau was kindled. Go on and travel to my brother's house and know that the favor of the Lord is upon you. And I don't know about you today, but wherever I go, I want the favor of the Lord to be upon me. Now she declared that the favor of the Lord was upon him, but now he was the one who was the schemer and the trickster, but he had received the blessing. But you got to understand that when God's favor comes on you, it's not because you've been so good. It's not because you so right. It's not because you so holy. God chooses to have favor upon who he wants. Have I got a witness? Why, if he had to take your vote, nobody would have favor. Have I got a witness? That we are geared to want all the favor to fall on us and not on anybody else. But she told him, go on to Laban's house and know that you got God's goodness and God's mercy and God's grace and favor upon you. And Jacob took off. As a matter of fact, the Bible in its description almost declares that he took off in a cloud of dust. That it was a welcome thing to leave the predicament that he's in. That it was a welcome thing to move out to another land and another dimension. That it was a welcome thing to move away from the imminent danger of his brother Esau. That though he was going to go through some changes, not being in the comfort of his home, he can rest assured that if God was with him, that he had the assurance that everything would be all right. And so he starts out on his journey, and on his journey he began to toil and he began to travel, but yet in his spirit he knew that God would be with him. Somebody listening to me now, you know, whatever you're going through, you need the assurance and the steadfastness that God is with you. How am I going to live in this frantic age at the brink of war? We're in a high terrorist alert, and war is so imminent that it might break out at any time. I don't know what to do, but I tell you what you can do. You can trust God. Have I got a witness? You can pray every day. You can talk to the God of the universe, yea, even over the affairs of our world, and put God at the negotiating table, and you can trust God. How am I going to pay my bills? You can trust God. How am I going to raise my rebellious children? You can trust God. How am I going to get along with this spouse whom the romance is all over and we can't even communicate? You can trust God. Have I got a witness here? How am I going to deal with the insensitivities on my job every day? You can trust God.